Spinal Muscular Atrophy, or SMA, is the #1 genetic killer of infants under the age of 2. It kills more babies than any other inherited disease. 1 in 40 people unknowingly carry the gene responsible for SMA. There are 5 different types of SMA. Type 0 and Type 1 are the most aggressive and deadliest forms of this disease. SMA babies are perfectly healthy at birth, and their minds are never impacted. But as the weeks and months go by, their bodies begin to fail them. This is Hannah's story, as told by her mommy, Jessica.
After Hannah was born, after her test and newborn checks and everything, she was normal. She was fine. The doctors never caught anything. A few months down the road, she got a cold, and it wouldn't go away. And as a mom, you get an instinct when something is out of the ordinary. I noticed that she was breathing funny, and it didn't sit well with me. I also noticed that she was just a weak baby. She wasn't holding her head up like she was supposed to. She didn't like tummy time. She was kind of all around just floppy. So finally, after 17 doctor's appointments, someone actually referred us to a neurologist. And the neurologist sent us to a geneticist. And they took blood, and she basically just said, your daughter's not going to live past the age of 2. And that she has a diagnosis called spinal muscular atrophy. And being her mom, I wanted to, just fix everything, and I wanted to be there for her and find out a way of how to make it better. But in this disease, this progressive disease that moves tremendously fast and can change one day to the next, it was just a very hard road.
And we all as a family rallied together and said, there is always hope. There is always hope. We will not give that up. Hannah's personality was remarkable. She had a gentle, quiet spirit. She always had joy. Light just reflected from her eyes.
In her last days, she woke up one morning struggling to breathe, which then led to a 911 call that would lead to a hospital stay. That was Hannah's last day on earth, and was the worst day of my life. She taught me everything that I know. She taught me what it's like to love. Her memory lives on forever. In my heart, my family's heart, everyone and anyone that has met her or come in contact with us, her spirit's alive. I don't think Hannah knew she was sick. She was so happy and so joyful, so we kept everything as normal as it could possibly be and fun for her.
I know now that I need to do everything that I can to make a difference within this disease.
There needs to be a cure. This is such a horrible, horrific disease that no child, no family should have to go through.
I know that there are families out there right now that don't even know that this is going to hit them in the future. I know I'm only one person, but one person makes a huge difference if we can connect with other people out there that want to make a difference. The sky's the limit, and we have a lot of hope, and we will always hang on to that. So many of our SMA angels have gone to heaven too soon, but their lives had purpose, their memories live on, and their voices being heard without a word spoken. And a cure for SMA is so close. Researchers at Nationwide Children's Hospital have developed a very promising gene therapy program to cure SMA. Laboratory animals have been cured of SMA Type 1, the deadliest form of SMA, and researchers project taking that therapy into human clinical trial in the very near future. There are so many beautiful children still fighting this disease. Please meet Aubriana Navarro.
My daughter Aubriana was born on September 22, 2008, after a wonderful pregnancy. She was our second daughter, and we were very excited for her arrival. The minute she was born, I instantly bonded with her and was in love with her gorgeous eyes. She was absolutely perfect and beautiful. At just 10 weeks old, she came down with a bad fever, and as worried parents, we brought her into the ER and had a 1-week hospitalization with her first pneumonia. After this day, we went back home and enjoyed her first Christmas. Just about a month later, we ended up in the hospital again for her second pneumonia. She was just 4 months of age. I still remember I was trying to comfort my crying baby, and while feeding her, a doctor rushed in and told me I had to stop feeding her because it was very unsafe. This broke my heart. They grabbed my little girl, put her on the bed, and rushed a neurologist in to see her. This was the first time I had ever heard the words spinal muscular atrophy. This was where our journey began. At 4 months of age, they ran a bunch of genetic tests on my daughter while we lived in the pediatric intensive care unit because my daughter was not well enough to go home. They had placed a feeding tube down her nose to feed her, and she had around-the-clock breathing treatments to keep her lungs open. After a few weeks, we received the results. Aubriana had tested positive for a genetic disease called spinal muscular atrophy. We were told there are several types, but our daughter had the absolute worst one, which is type 1. SMA is terminal. We would have to make several life-altering decisions, and we had to make them fast because this disease progresses at an incredible rate. It takes your perfect, healthy little baby and slowly paralyzes their entire body. Soon we would need full-time breathing support and a whole bunch of life-saving equipment that we would need every day to keep our daughter healthy and alive. We made the best of our days in the hospital as we went through many serious issues resulting in more pneumonias, infections, and surgeries. Aubriana had her feeding tube placed at just 6 months of age and her trach at just 7 months of age. By the time of 1 year, she required her ventilator 24 hours a day to breathe. The hardest part of watching this was that my daughter's mind was not impacted by this disease, and we knew we would not give up fighting for her. We knew when we looked into her eyes that she was not ready to give up, and neither were we. When you receive an SMA Type 1 diagnosis, you are told that your child will not live past the age of 2. By the grace of God, Aubriana has not only passed that milestone, but she is now 3.5 years old. She amazes us every day with her love of life. She has preschool at home 4 days a week and loves to watch her cartoons. She has taught us that it is truly the small things in life that are important, and life is too short. We need to all appreciate what we have and truly love one another while we are here on earth. We pray every day for a cure for SMA. I just want to see my little girl grow up and not have her life cut short. Aubriana is our hero and a fighter. We will continue to fight for this cure. SMA children are so smart. The sky's the limit for our kids. Although their bodies are weak, their minds are bright, and I want to help my daughter achieve her full potential. Please help support Hope for SMA as we battle this awful disease, and in memory of all the SMA angel babies that were tragically taken too soon. Thank you.
Until the cure is here, Hope for SMA will continue to share the SMA story and raise awareness and funding for families affected by this horrific disease. Hope for SMA exists to find, get, and give hope to children affected by spinal muscular atrophy. It was founded by Hannah Rose's family because there is not enough education, awareness, support, or adequate medical services available to children suffering from this disease. Hope for SMA is a 501c3 charitable organization served by a governing board of 10 directors. In just 1 year, Hope for SMA has told the SMA story on 3 television networks, accepted SMA Awareness Month proclamations in the cities of San Clemente, Corona, Downey, and Riverside. We've been interviewed on 5 major radio stations, arranged for wheelchair-accessible ramps to be installed in an SMA child's home. We've donated funds to a family whose home burnt down to the ground. Hope for SMA t-shirts and SMA awareness information was handed out at the Grammy Gifting Suite with repeat possessions. We have been gifted a charity luncheon for 100 people from the Anaheim Watt House in 2013. And tonight's event has graciously been gifted to Hope for SMA by Franciscan Gardens and 24 Carats Catering. And this is only the beginning. The message our SMA children are sending us is loud and clear. It is time for the cure. And tonight we are proud to announce that Hope for SMA will send $10,000 to Dr. Brian Casper's gene therapy program in honor of SMA angels past and present. Will you consider partnering with Hope for SMA so that we can continue our mission to speak on behalf of those who cannot speak for themselves? Will you consider becoming a monthly sponsor or make a one-time donation? Together we can assist families with medical bills, purchase necessary medical equipment, continue to support research, and even help pay for unplanned funerals. We can continue to work with the medical community to raise a standard protocol for treatment for SMA, create resource directories, and so much more. If the answer is yes, I can partner with you by either becoming a monthly sponsor or by making a one-time contribution. Please see your table hosts. Thank you, and together we can and will make a difference.